You're writing down key points while listening to your teacher at senior school. He's taking online courses from home. She's getting vocational training to become a skilled electronic technician. John focuses on character education that teaches values like honesty. Michelle is sitting at her desk in a creative classroom working on her project. We're in a digital education class learning how to use computers. They are participating in global education programs. It is wonderful to see how you can express yourselves in any way you want. The teacher will teach you new vocabulary. I am in my classroom where my teacher shares valuable knowledge with us. You're looking at me as if to say you're busy doing your homework. He believes that learning is a lifelong journey. She is thinking about how to improve her teaching methods. John regards his mentor to be a true master of life. John regards her mentor as a true master of life. Michelle is writing something to show respect for her teachers. We became devoted students who diligently practice what we learned. They demonstrate remarkable patience when teaching complex concepts to children. It takes time to master any subject you learn in school. The teacher handed her an eraser. I want to remove the embarrassing mistake I made. You need to forget the unpleasant memories of that traumatic accident. He desperately needs to delete the painful experience of his serious illness. She wants to eliminate all memories of her ex-boyfriend who betrayed her. John struggles greatly to overcome the negative feeling of regret. Michelle regrets the wrong career choice she made years ago. We should forget hurtful words we said to each other. They want to forget the wasted time on meaningless activities. It often happens that relationship failures cause emotional pain. The school janitor bought me a book to learn more about Arabic. I am cleaning my house every day. You need to manage your workspace more effectively. He is arranging all his books neatly. She is planning to perform a regular maintenance on the car. John started a new job in environmental maintenance at the local park. Michelle takes great pride in her facility management job. We purchased new cleaning tools, including a new vacuum cleaner. They're diligently cleaning their workspace every day. It feels wonderful to live and work in a clean space. The boy's parents made him what he is today. I'm reading a book with my family. You are doing homework and studying for an exam in the library. He's playing soccer with his friends in the park after school. She is playing video games at home. John is riding his bicycle with his friends. Michelle is playing the piano and singing at the school concert. We are admiring the boys drawing in art class. They found the boy writing his stories in his favorite corner at home. It feels heartwarming to see the boy spending quality time studying. I found the concert ticket to be very expensive. I bought concert tickets to see my favorite band perform live. You purchased movie tickets for the new movie at a discounted price. He enjoys watching baseball games and keeps his ticket stubs. She booked train tickets for her weekend trip to the beach. John is collecting admission tickets from various museums. Michelle made a reservation and received her confirmation tickets. We found discount tickets that saved us nearly 40% on admission. They won the lottery tickets that gave them complimentary tickets for the new theater. It is important to keep identification tickets handy when attending international events. The boy keeps his sneakers clean on a daily basis. I am wearing my favorite sneakers to protect my feet. You should try these new, exceptionally comfortable running shoes during the marathon. He enjoys playing basketball in his favorite sneakers. She is collecting a variety of colorful sneakers. John prefers lightweight sneakers for his daily walks. Michelle designs custom sneakers with unique patterns and colors. We visited a sneaker exhibition and it was very interesting. They started a sneaker restoration service. It is amazing to see how sneakers have transformed from simple shoes to cultural icons. They saw the girl dancing in the rain. I remember the pure innocence of my childhood days. You always bring that youthful energy wherever you go. He watches his daughter grow with tender emotions. She treasures the friendship bracelets from her school days. John is photographing his younger sister's volleyball practice. Michelle is designing clothes inspired by the current fashion trend. We often remember our favorite girl groups from teenage years. They study the coming age of stories of girls across different cultures. It is undeniable that the essence of girlhood never truly leaves us. The girl made it a rule to read a book a day. I discovered a whole new universe when I opened that book. You recommended the self-improvement book last week and it was fantastic. He spends hours in the library surrounded by historical books. She turns to poetry collections for comfort when things get tough. John began writing his own book after learning storytelling techniques for years. Michelle organizes a monthly book club where people share their different cultural perspectives. We learned more about distant countries from travel memories. They strongly argue that educational textbooks should be freely accessible to all students. It is amazing how a simple book can change societies. Never have I seen such a pretty radio. I tune into my favorite morning show every day. You share the heartwarming stories on the late night radio program. He collects antique radios from different eras. She writes scripts for radio dramas that transport listeners to imaginative worlds. John discovered his passion for journalism while listening to news broadcasts as a teenager. Michelle hosts a weekly community radio show where local musicians showcase their talent. They restore vintage radios from the 1940s. It is amazing how radios has survived in the digital age. No wonder that the Nile River is called the father of African rivers. I am absolutely fascinated the Nile River's annual flood. You're pointing to the ancient temples along the riverbank. He's taking a picture of a massive crocodile basking in the sun. She's sailing on a traditional sailboat under the golden sunset. John discovered ancient artifacts buried in the fertile river plain. Michelle is studying satellite images showing pyramid positions. We're looking at the contrast between the green field and desert. They are exploring ancient monuments on a luxury cruise. It's truly astonishing that this single river stretches almost 4,000 miles. This pyramid, I believe, is around 455 feet tall. I'm looking at the Great Pyramid of Giza. You're explaining that pyramids were built as tombs for the ancient Egyptian kings. He's studying the mathematical model of pyramid architecture. She enjoys photographing the Sphinx at sunrise. John is looking at the wall covered in tiny ancient writings. Michelle is brushing sand off an ancient artifact. We're sweating heavily while traveling through the Egyptian desert. They are discussing theories about the transport of these heavy stones. It is unbelievable that these heavy structures have lasted for over 4,500 years. The fact that no one bought anything at the gift shop made me sad. I'm searching for the birthday gift for my girlfriend. You are excitedly unwrapping the birthday gift. He remembers every gift received throughout his childhood. She creates personalized gifts for her friends. John collects traditional items from the countries he visits. Michelle is giving handwritten Christmas letters to her family. We exchange gifts every year to celebrate our anniversary. They surprise underprivileged children with Christmas gifts. It feels a thoughtfully chosen gift significantly strengthens relationships. If I were you, I would call an ambulance right away. I froze when I heard the ambulance siren. You quickly pulled over to let the ambulance pass. He's working as a paramedic in the ambulance team. She is calling an ambulance immediately after seeing the accident. John discovered software to help ambulances avoid traffic congestion. Michelle is training new emergency medical staff. We are watching anxiously as the ambulance team loaded the patient onto a stretcher. They established ambulance stations throughout rural areas. It is astonishing how an ambulance evokes both fear and hope. If I knew, I would have joined the camel ride. I saw a camel for the first time at the zoo. You're looking at many camels in the desert. He's pointing to the camel's hump. She is explaining that camel hair is used to make warm clothing. John wants to ride the camel during his vacation. Michelle is photographing a caravan of camel carrying goods. We're listening to the teacher saying camels are native to the Middle East. They're pointing at the camel and saying it can go days without water. It makes an exotic scene when camels walk across sand dunes. If your uncle win the lottery, what would he do? I would pay off my student loans first. You could finally buy the luxury sports car. He's planning to travel around the world for a year. She is holding a $100 bill, planning to invest her lottery winnings in stocks. John is going to buy a beautiful house by the beach. Michelle intends to share her lottery money with her parents. We're going to set aside some money for retirement. They decided to open a restaurant with their lottery winnings. It's a good idea to donate some lottery winnings to charity. He talks Were I you, I wouldn't buy the bell. I know the sound of school dismissal bell. You hear wedding bells as you walk down the aisle. He's looking at the church and listening to the Christmas Eve church bell. She felt a sense of peace with the sound of the temple bell. John quickly evacuated the building when he heard the alarm bell. Michelle loves the sound of old town bells. We're watching and waving as the ship departs. They're sitting in the churchyard and listening to the village bells. It was old clock tower bell marking each hour. I wish Abdullah were here. I really respect my boss. She always leads by example. You're discussing your innovative ideas with your boss. He became the boss after 15 years at the company. She regularly consults with her boss about major decisions. John considers himself a democratic boss. Michelle learned her management style from her boss. We really appreciate bosses who give constructive feedback. They decided to open a surprise thank you party for their boss. It is important to build mutual respect between bosses and employees. He talks as if he had a gold belt. I wear a leather belt daily to keep my pants up. You should always fasten your seatbelt. He earned a black belt in Taekwondo after years of training. She uses a lift weight belt to protect her back. John won the championship belt in his boxing match. Michelle measures her waist with the tape measure to check for her weight loss. We keep our tools organized on a tool belt in the garage. They're fixing the factory's conveyor belt. It is interesting how machine belts transport power between different parts of an engine. Without you, bringing this chair was impossible. I bought a new wooden chair for my dining room. You can see many chairs in my dining room. You can sit in this comfortable chair while we eat dinner. He likes to relax in his reclining chair after a long day at work. She prefers chairs with soft cushions. John has been sitting in the same chair for over an hour. Michelle complains the uncomfortable office chair. We arranged chairs in a circle for our team meeting. They sit in those small chairs every day at school. It's exciting to have front row chairs at the theater.